Last time on the Minus 20 podcast, our heroes fight the deadly Van Brocklin siblings who terrorize the 7th Ward's marketplace. After a difficult fight, the heroes kill the trio, showcasing their powers for the neighborhood, many of whom gathered to watch. What will the 7th Ward think of them now?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Minus 20 podcast. I'm Jay, your GM. We're playing Vigilante, a homebrew Pathfinder 2nd edition game. Normally I would go around and say, hey, who are you and stuff, but we just leveled up last episode. So let's go around, say hey, and talk about what your character got at 2nd level. This is like one of the most fun parts of playing an RPG, right? Is dreaming on these new powers that you get. So why don't we just go around and discuss what you took at level 2. We'll start with Diana. You are an investigator level 2 now.
I'm an investigator level 2. So
what did you get?
I don't know if you guys care about the skill level up, but I picked society, so I have a plus 10 in society now. God. But for the class feature, I picked certain stratagem.
Okay.
So if I don't make the attack after devise a stratagem, I still get to do half damage.
Oh, great.
Based on half of my strategic strike. I'm sorry, not half of the weapon strike, but half of the strategic strike damage.
The extra precision damage you do when you successfully devise a stratagem.
And then my archetype, I picked alter ego dedication. So I get to create a mirror image of of somebody that I've spent time with, assume a role, and help spy on people.
I'm going to jump in here and mention that we're using free archetypes in this game, which means you get an extra dedication or archetype, which is essentially Pathfinder's way of multi-classing. But not only can you do like a class, you can also do like what Diana's taking, like a flavor build.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Disguise person.
We'll see if I even use it. Maybe I could be Echo for the first one. Okay, too soon. Sorry. And
Hi,
then
Mom. You should forgive Kira for everything.
She's so great.
She's so great.
For the skill feat, I picked multilingual. Ooh. So I get to learn 2 new languages, chosen from common languages, uncommon languages, and any other I have access to.
Did you pick what? I see you have a bunch of
I didn't pick it yet.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend some time doing that off screen and deciding ones that would be common enough in the 7th Ward, but probably nothing crazy.
Yep. I think, I mentioned at the beginning of this, we wrote a player's guide for this campaign. So you can look at sort of the common races in there, like dwarves, orcs, things like that are pretty common. Halflings.
Yeah. I'm going to pick common ones.
Yeah.
But I just don't know which.
Might be good to have one non-common, but maybe wait a little bit to see what that might be. Because typically the bad guys speak
maybe Shadow Tongue. That sounds
languages.
So cool.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Cool. Nate, what did you get at level 2? What did our fighter?
When Shepard wakes up, he will now know how to use dueling parry, which gives him, for one action, the ability to gain a +2 circumstance bonus on my AC.
You have to be using a one-handed weapon, so when your bastard sword is gripped in one hand, this will apply.
Yeah, which it almost always is, because I use things like snagging, strike, and whatnot that requires an open hand as well. But it's a great way to use a single action at the end of, say, if I already swung once or twice and don't want to take the huge map penalty. Yeah. I can set myself up to hopefully not get suplexed again.
That's cool.
For my free archetype, I took medic dedication, and that gives Shep a couple of extra bonuses. He becomes an expert in medicine, which lets me do my treat wounds and whatnot a little bit more reliably. Additionally, I can use battle medicine on a creature that's already immune.
Oh, cool.
To having been treated with battle medicine once per day. Okay. So that'll help kind of layer up some of our healing between myself and Serafina, especially if it is in combat.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the future someday, if I become a master in medicine, then I can do it once an hour instead of just once additionally a day.
Okay.
If we make enough gold, we can send you to medical school. And
Yeah, exactly.
PhD Shep.
And then for my skill feat, I'm going to take assurance in medicine. And I feel like I'm just reawakening all of my past experience running around the battlefield and healing, especially with 2 battle medicines that fight and a significant knock on the noggin. If I don't wake up with some sort of CTE, I will hopefully remember a little bit more of my history and be a little bit more deft in the healing that I do.
All right. What else is going on? James, what did you get at second level?
Bo will be kind of taking the same idea of that parrying, and for his class feat, we'll take defensive armaments, which allows me whenever I'm using a two-handed weapon, such as my combination gunsword, which pairs really well with my living fortification. So now whenever I roll for initiative, instead of getting +1 to my AC bonus, I get +2.
Right.
Since I now have a parry weapon. For a skill feat, I took Catfall, so those who have seen me fight against the fingers, I took a whole mess of damage falling down from the tenements, so now I'll take slightly less. Like to see us jumping across more rooftops, so it seemed like a good idea.
Right.
And then for the free archetype, we haven't talked about this yet. It will be the Serpent Sator form of tendril.
Yes. We homebrewed one. James and I worked on this together. You want to describe what this is?
Yeah, so we kind of talked to this a little bit in one of the episodes, was being a Leshy, he is basically a construct of sorts, and the creator, Tianda, gave every single one of her Leshies some special ability. His is called Tendril, and basically it's what gives him the bigger form. So we did have to kind of hand wave a little bit, narratively speaking, going from a tiny Leshy to a medium-sized creature.
Yeah.
Or a small creature to a medium creature in kind of that new form. So now I have that as more of an official state. So,
and this feat we came up with for level 2, this dedication, has some additional abilities than just growing, right?
Yes, we added to that also the reach, so an extra 5 feet. So this is a little bit of a play off of the existing ability that he has, grasping reach.
Yeah.
So just kind of more of an enhancement to grasping reach.
Cool. And we've gamed it out a little bit going forward, so we'll reveal those as you gain the additional feats from this homebrew dedication. Hopefully we haven't broken the game with it. Probably, but it'll be a glorious mess. Anything else? Is that it? Or
I'll just say that, part of this custom archetype is basically based off an item archetype, and so I'm just kind of building off of that kind of structure while we're doing this.
Yeah.
So, and eventually, I know we're probably halfway through the levels figuring out what it all will do, but once we get it all done, we'll make sure to post it on the Discord.
Yeah.
So if you want to try it yourself with your favorite Leshies, you can.
Awesome. John, what did you get at second level?
Oh, I did mostly stuff to be a little more survivable, because, that's no fun. So I took, for the archetype, I took the rogue dedication. Gets me light armor proficiency, a little bit more stealth. Eventually will let me do other fun dodgy type things. But for now, it also just gives me arcane sense, which lets me detect magic at will. For a skill feat, I took a read psychometric resonance.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to impede on Diana's territory as much as possible. Run my hands over stuff, and I can kind of get the flashbacky, people left strong emotional imprints. I can detect that and maybe get ideas of what's going on. But the one that's important, I guess, that people would actually care about is for the class feat, i.e. what does Arya get? We went with magical understudy. So now Arya can cast some spells.
Oh, wow.
Which is handy to keep her from always being directly in the line of fire as well. I also got an extra 30% of HP, but that's less a thing I did and more just thanks, Pathfinder.
Did you want to talk about new spells you took?
Should we nothing too exciting. Yeah. She got her own version of needle darts, and she can also cast daze if she really chooses.
Okay.
She still can cast fist though. So fist and kick. She's real good at those spells.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We do still have that cantrip
I remember that
deck
spell.
as well.
What's that?
That we still have that cantrip deck as well.
Yes.
I don't know if you use that, or you could use that to flesh out the spells a little more too.
Now, the cantrip deck, right? Once you use the cantrip, it's gone. So you have 5 cards. You can use 5 cantrips. It can be all the same. It can be whatever you want.
So that
Handy
5 utility ones.
Yeah. 5 chances to do something kind of useful.
Put 5 stabilizes in it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Somehow I think we're
good.
going to need that.
Yeah.
Halle, what did Serafina get at second level?
Second level, I got the free archetype, which is Blessed One, which means now I have the ability to cast Lay on Hands. So
Nice.
I can back up Shep a little bit in combat if I need to. I got a skill feat, which I took Intimidating Glare because she is a mom and she needs to have that mom look. You know,
I mean, I think
we
there
all
was some
know the look.
intimidating glaring going on in the last combat.
Yeah. But now it's going to work, actually. And then,
I think it worked on Diana.
yeah, poor Diana. I'm sorry. And then I got a class feat, which is really cool. Whispers of Weakness, which is an Oracle class feat. And it just means I can find out some of the weaknesses of an enemy. But as with all Oracle curses, or all Oracle spells, revelation spells, it comes with a curse. So the more I use it, the weaker I get, basically.
Oh, wow. What kind of, so yeah, you can find out weaknesses and saves, you said?
Yeah, so if there's any weaknesses, I learn them as which of its saving throws are lowest, and then that gives me a +2 status bonus to my next attack
Cool.
or skill
it's like
check.
a free recall knowledge, but with the downside. We'll talk about the curse when it happens, yeah? Or should you... We haven't even talked about cursing.
No, I haven't used any curse
Yeah.
bound.
It's part of the
spells.
Oracle class, right? If you use these special powers, you suffer some kind of drawback or weakness for using your curse descends upon you. Very cool. Well, I guess we'll reveal what your curse is when it happens.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Awesome. I love these. It's so cool how you guys are getting all these powers that are trying to break the world.
I mean, I learned how to put on leather armor. I don't know if that's world breaking.
We have three things of them in the...
There's 2 in there now.
Gotcha.
Oh, we're going to reveal? Okay, let's not talk about that for now then. Okay, last we left off, you guys had defeated the Van Brocklins in Triangle Square in the marketplace amidst the rubble of the damage they had strewn as they went around tearing down market stalls, beating up the farmers, and causing havoc. Pretty crazy battle. That was a lot of fun. Before we jump back into it, though, I do need to give out a hero point. I think it's pretty clear who gets it, right? Am I right?
Shepherd.
Shep.
Nah.
Shepard, take your hero point, my man.
Not
If
that he
I
needs
have
it.
Mr. Crit.
to.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, he might need it if he...
To offset the all the crits.
My current dying condition, perhaps.
I got you, fam. Don't worry.
I mean, I guess I should give a hero point to the one who crapped out the most during the battle, right? Because
Yeah,
you need it,
the one who
right?
needs it the most.
instead of the one who's
Exactly.
critting left and right. But I do want to give to Shepard. I mean, it wasn't only just that. So fighters have an advantage to getting critical hits, especially at these lower levels, because they have more proficiency in their weapons than everyone else. But you did roll a bunch of natural 20s.
Yeah.
At least 3 during that encounter.
It was pretty wild.
So take your hero point.
Thank you.
So you guys are in this marketplace. The Van Brocklin's dead at your feet. What I will say is, because you leveled up to 2 and got a bunch of extra hit points, you actually, we'll talk about this later. I want to save this for Bant, like what you guys imagine leveling up to be. But you feel a surge of life come through you, and you snap to consciousness with 12 hit points. Yep. Which is how many you gain for coming to level 2. And then your sword is at your feet, still glowing with this energy that Serafina imbued into it. And the Brocklins are here, bleeding into the cobblestones of this marketplace. What do you guys do?
Quick, go find somebody to hit with your spell.
Yeah, don't waste that
Yeah.
spell, man. Come on.
Sword. Yeah.
Hey, kid, come here.
Yeah, Shep picks his blade back up, kind of just coming back to consciousness and gathering his senses. Definitely surprised at the runes on his blade. Shame we didn't get to try it. Perhaps next time.
Quick, let's go find the guy that hired Kira. Penn. Sorry. Who's Kira? I don't even know.
No idea who Kira is. Now,
Is there
just
anybody-
a reminder, the meeting at the chicken stall isn't until Wheel Day. So
Next
it's a week
Wednesday.
from the first, and we're only on Fire Day.
Fire Day is Saturday.
Fire Day's Friday.
Friday.
Star Day is Saturday.
day
Sunday is
Yeah,
Sunday.
day 2.
Sunday is Sunday.
Sunday is Sunday.
How am I going to remember that?
I know, right? So, what do you guys do?
You talked about a farmer that got healed last session. Have they kind of taken leave of this place, or are they still kind of in shock kind of thing?
Are you looking around to see?
Yeah, just kind of checking the area kind of thing. Like, do we have anybody watching? Is that person still there needing help?
As you look around, you see a crowd has started to form around the marketplace where you're at. Apparently, during the heat of battle, people had crept up to watch, and now there's quite a throng of people all around you.
I will, if the farmer's stuff's still on the ground, I'm literally going to run over. Like, this meant nothing to me. It's more about the people.
Yeah.
And just help that person up and start picking up, just seeing like the climbing vines and everything. Just so you got the 2 arms and the extra one kind of coming out, just picking up everything around. So
you start cleaning up the stall, but the farmer who is down unconscious is swallowed up in the crowd. You don't know what happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah. Bo starts straightening everything up again. What about the rest of you?
Can I retroactively do a That's Odd feat? So I'd imagine it's supposed to be when you enter a new location, but this is a big market area.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to sell it to you as I get closer to the group. Things, it's a new area in the area.
Yeah. You see, okay. Yeah, no, this is good. I'm not.
Sorry. Throwing it at you.
You put me on the spot.
What's odd?
What will a GM do? Like, I never improvise anything.
The 3 dead
Everything's
people
written
in the middle of a market square. That's the odd part.
You see that Chris, the sister, the woman of the 3, and Brocklin, seems to be clutching something in one of her hands. Besides, there's a dagger that slipped from her grasp. The dagger, I should mention, seems to be infused with some kind of... Someone here has detect magic constantly going, right?
Now.
Yeah. So, as this battle ends and you level up, you sense the presence of magic close by.
I would start kind of getting close to the bodies and arrange them, like I'm trying to be respectful, kind of arrange them so that when the guards or whoever is going to deal with these come, they're just not strewn left there.
Yeah.
Strewn, I don't know if that's a word. And then I would like to try to take the item in Chris's hand. I'm not trying to hide it from my party, but I am trying to do it quickly so townsfolk don't see me do it.
Do you just the one thing? I mean, they have this character has a bunch of stuff besides the dagger.
Yeah, Shep will go and help too.
I will take what's in her hand, and if it's hard to explain, but if she's got loose pockets, I might quickly feel in, but I'm not going to go out of my way to turn her flavor text. I don't want to make it look like I'm robbing the body, but I would like to look for information on who they are, if there's anything that might relate them to this other guy that we're now concerned about. So it's not so much I'm trying to rob their body as I am trying to get information on who they are and helpful stuff.
All right. As you bend down and pretend to straighten up this corpse, and you deftly unclench her fist, you see it's another shard of that Akata shell.
No. I take that and put it in my pocket.
Seeing the semi-looting going on, I'm going to try to get the crowd, their focus off of the Vigilantes a little bit here.
All right.
And I'll just yell, "The Brocklins tried to make us weak. 7th Ward is strong." And get the chant going again.
All right. So, at first people are quietly looking at you. And then as you sort of rile them up this way, they, first one person claps very uncertainly, like, looking around at everyone else.
God, he's gonna be starting to slow.
We're doing the 80 slow clap.
You gotta. Martha has to send Arya into like the middle of the crowd and have them start the slow clap from now on.
And then, of course, other people sort of join in, and there's enough of distraction that allow you to loot these bodies.
I'd imagine some of these people saw the siblings come into town and start attacking innocent folks. So there's
Yeah, no, they know who these people
Okay.
are, right? They were running around screaming. Remember at the beginning of last episode, they were running around screaming, Van Brocklins are in town and
Yes.
barring
Yes.
themselves in the house. But apparently their curiosity that these people came out to fight them overpowered their sense of fear, and they came to watch. And then, of course, at that point, they're like, someone's fighting the Van Brocklins, right? And gathered the crowd. So
Shep will grab the unusual dagger.
all right.
And he's going to carve into the stones, the flagstones here, the Roman numeral 7.
Oh,
And
Rome exists in this world?
yeah,
Yes, we actually established Italian.
Oh, yeah, Italian stew, right.
stew with beef. So clearly Rome exists also.
Yeah.
Molto bene.
I
all right.
I put an image of like what he carves in Discord. It's a VII, but it's set up in the shape of a W. So it's
cool.
It's for 7th Ward.
Nice.
Whoa, that's cool.
So I'm going to put
got a
this
logo.
dagger in your inventory in Foundry.
And he doesn't necessarily have the intent on keeping said dagger. He just
Oh, you
like
should-
for himself,
Yeah.
for his own use. He just uses their.
Oh, you want to
dagger.
throw the dagger back? You don't want it? You don't want the dagger?
Stick it back in her.
I'll take it.
Should we give some of the gold to the
No, he
townsfolk?
just uses it because it seems to be magical in some sense and probably is far less dulled by the stone in which it's carving.
Yeah, no, it seems to very deftly carve. It responds to your movements almost as if it has a mental connection to you. In addition to this dagger, you see she's wearing leather armor. She's got another dagger at her hip. She also has an unusual crystal hanging off her belt and a purse full of gold.
You like gold?
If he's down there carving into the stone with this dagger, he's probably not looting everything else off of them, but he would gesture to the rest of the party that she has more on her.
Oh, make us steal it.
Well, I mean, he too is also providing his own contribution to the distraction here, marking the spot of this conflict, leaving behind our 7th Ward strong sort of logo. And
Pen, you want to take the rest of the
Yes.
stuff, or you're over, including the armor stuff, or just the objects?
How inconspicuous can you be taking armor off
Armor
someone?
would be pretty conspicuous.
I will leave
Plus
the
you
armor.
have leather armor.
I'll leave the armor on, but I will take the dagger, the gold, and the unusual object.
So Shepard has a dagger.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And so you have this crystal, and I guess you have you tuck it in with your other items that you picked up earlier in the campaign.
I am, but I'm going to take a couple of the gold pieces. I'm going to take 3 of them and just kind of throw them off towards the townsfolk before pocketing the rest for the
Oh, no,
party.
now it doesn't divide equally by 5.
That's true.
It is true.
All right, I have reduced
But
your
just
gold.
kind of making it look like we're Robin Hooding it, sharing back to the townsfolk.
3 gold coins.
Hey, they don't know how many we found.
That's right.
It's true.
And it creates more of a distraction while we rob the rest of them.
And maybe Serafina notices Mordecai has what appears to be, I'll just identify this. This is a common item. This is the Everlight crystal. It appears to have a glowing crystal on its belt, if you want to grab that.
All right.
Ooh. It'd be super handy for us folk without any sort of vision.
Exactly.
I'll hand it to Shepard because I have the light
All right.
cantrip. So.
So that's going in Shepard's inventory.
Yep.
I make a good pack mule. You all know where I'm going after this anyway.
We know where you live now.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys do now?
Well, Marth will turn to the group with you like, I can't thank you all enough for coming with me. This means a lot, but we still got enemies. Like, we gotta go. Everybody head off. Take care of yourselves. We'll meet up again at the lair, later tonight, okay? Be safe. And then he'll turn back to the crowd to kind of distractingly be like, the axes are supposed to be our family. They're supposed to protect us. And if they want to step up again, we welcome them. We have no quarrel. But if they're not going to do their job, 7th Ward is still going to stand strong. And we take care of our own. And if they want to become part of the problem, well, then we'll have to take care of that too. And then off he runs.
The crowd goes silent when you talk and stays silent after the speech. And you run through the crowd and they part for you. And as they do so, it's quiet, but then you hear murmurs of appreciation as you pass through the crowd. Some people even reach out and pat you on the back, although they shy away from Arya, this ghastly figure who's trailing close at your ear. What do the rest of you do? Are you also leaving the area following Marth's exit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will climb up a tenement to even draw more attention away from the group sliding away.
Yeah.
And keep on chanting as I scale using my tendrils.
A couple of things. Okay, so that happens. People are watching you go, but everyone else has a similar experience. The crowd goes silent, parts for them as they go through. A couple of interesting things happen. First, Marth, you think you see a bearded head above everyone else's off in the distance a bit. Looks like maybe Boss Hatchet is here. And similarly, Pen, for just a moment as the crowds part, you think you see the faces of your parents in the crowd.
I would kind of pull at my mask to try to cover the silver lines I have in my hair. Just kind of nervous, twitch, chin down, pull it to cover, and then hurry away from the crowd.
Yeah. After the crowd parts and lets you go, you hear them say encouraging things to you as you leave, but they don't follow you. They let you go. And within a few moments, you're off and you can change if you want into your sort of normal outfits and slip unnoticed through the streets. What I will say, we talked a little bit about the reputation game in Pathfinder, and we're using it. So I'm trying to think how to explain this. Basically, you have moved up one in the reputation matrix from ignored to liked. The Van Brocklins were a notorious, violent, trio that terrorized the tenements of the 7th Ward for years before the Axis came. And you guys just killed them as they were back in town and destroying the market, which is kind of the social locus of the entire neighborhood. And so people are, as you see, pretty well, you've boosted your reputation with them. For the Axis, you are what's called hunted, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're their deadly enemy. As you set off to your different locations, you can hear the crowd murmur, and on everybody's mouth is 7th Ward strong. 7th Ward strong.
Awesome.
Why don't we follow Pen first back home?
So Pen would go find an inconspicuous alley and switch back into her human form and try to hurry inside the house through the front door. But she would go up to her room and start a craft, start journaling, something to make it look like she's been at it for a while, and just hang tight until people come home.
Yeah, so probably an hour or so later, you hear the door close and you hear the voices of your parents in the house. Your mom calls up, Kira?
What, Mom? Up here.
And she comes upstairs. Well, again, it's a one-story house. We keep giving it extra floor, right?
It's called a split level. We have a lot of those.
I do keep saying up here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, this happened when we first introduced Kira. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so she comes to your door and knocks on it. Can I come in?
Yeah. What's up,
and
Mom?
She opens up and she looks at you just a beat longer than you'd expect. Kira, have you been in your room this whole time?
Yeah, where else would I be?
Oh, nowhere. There was a big ruckus down at the city center.
What happened?
Well, some people took care of some ruffians that were in Triangle Square. What are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm just journaling. If people took care of ruffians, that's a good thing, right? Why do you look so serious? Did someone else die?
Yes, but it were the ruffians. But I'm concerned that things are... Never mind. I don't want to burden you with these thoughts. Never mind.
Are you okay,
dinner,
Mom?
Yes, I'll be fine. It's fine. Oh, your father and I will take care of this. We'll have dinner ready soon. Well, I guess it's only noon. We'll have dinner ready at 5. Did you have something to eat for lunch? I can make you a sandwich.
I mean, I ate earlier, but Mom, if somebody's killing bad guys, then they're good, right? Who was it that did it? Did you see their face or their hair or anything?
They're very distinct, personally identifying hair.
The fox that was there? Was there a fox there? No. She would be playing it cool.
Your mom just looks at you and she says, they were masked, so no one knows who they were. But these issues aren't so simple as maybe these heroes are making them out to be. But they are brave. Just hope they stay out of trouble, although they may have caused trouble for everyone. Anyways, would you like that sandwich or not?
I actually think I might just go for a walk. If that's okay, if you think things calm down.
No, it was in Triangle Square, and it seems like everything is. But if you see, well, the axes seem to be stirred up, as you know. But are you doing okay? Like with, poor Liam?
I don't really want to talk about it.
I understand. Okay, well, make sure you're home for dinner, and if you see people that look dangerous, stay out of their way.
Okay. And I would walk past her and go out the front door. Probably have a slower walk. Just even bringing up Liam makes Kira feel sad, so she doesn't have to act that or exaggerate it. And she would start walking opposite of Triangle Square, going in the opposite direction until she's out of sight, and then she would find a building to roundabout and go towards Triangle Square.
Okay.
And she would start heading towards Serafina's house.
Okay. Why don't we cut from there real quick as we follow Serafina home after this incident at Triangle Square. Same thing. Walk through the crowd. They part for you. And within a few blocks, you're alone. Streets are deserted. You can duck into an alley if you want.
Yeah, so I'll duck into an alley, flip my cloak back around so the blue part is out, take the mask off. If I have any stray blood stains on my hands, I'll try to clean those off.
I don't think you actually struck anybody with a melee weapon, right? Although you
well,
got
I'm
pummeled.
sure I got splash damage.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
standing right there while they're getting gas.
She was right up in the blender.
I'm lying on the ground, while Shepard is slaughtering people around me.
Note to self, wear red cloak next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Extra large dwarfs equal extra large blood pools.
That's right.
And yeah, so then I'll just kind of walk into my house and act like nothing strange. My mother's used to me coming home weird times and in strange conditions anyway, so.
All right. What do you do when you get home? There doesn't appear to be anyone home at the moment.
Well, I'm starving, so I am going
You're like,
to...
Give me that sandwich.
Yeah,
I
I'll
can't
take
believe
an extra
Kira denied it.
extra rare roast beef, please. So yeah, I'll hang up my cloak, look around, kind of see if anyone's there, go in the kitchen, start scrounging. We didn't distribute the gold amongst ourselves, did we?
No,
Okay.
Kira took it all.
And she's gone.
She's gone.
Clearly to report to her employer.
Oh, come on.
So yeah, I'll just probably fix something to eat, sit down at the table.
A few minutes later, the door slams and Echo comes running in. Mom! Mom! Mom!
I'm back here.
Oh my God, there was the coolest fight at Triangle Square. There was blood
My
everywhere.
little
It was
hellion
amazing.
child. What happened, baby girl? I mean, tell me everything.
So there were these people called, I don't know, the Stan Falklands or something. And they came to town and then they were like kicking over the stalls and everything. It was hilarious. We were watching from a distance. And then these people came and they were like, you stop it now. And the Stocklands were like, no, we're going to keep going. And then the Stocklands were like, yo, we're going to beat you up. And they rushed and beat one of the guys up. And then the others like cut them down with like swords and stuff. And this one lady was like, ooh, and this dark tendril of magic came out of her and like killed one of them. It was amazing.
I don't condone violence.
You just earned yourself a midday curfew.
Oh, honey, that seems really scary. Are you okay?
Okay, that was amazing. It was so cool. You should have seen it. You missed it.
I'd be a lot happier if, in the future, you might kind of run away when you see violence happening like this. Maybe go home or find a safe place, a shop to run into or something like that. It's just really dangerous out there.
Mom, I'm fine. It's fine. It was fine. I didn't get hurt at all.
Not this time. Also, you just never know. We haven't talked about strangers in a while, but if there's people coming to town that want to do bad things to people, I'm really concerned that something might happen to you when you're out. So I know better than to ask you to not run wild throughout the streets, but can you please just make sure to pay extra special attention? I don't know, if you see someone you don't recognize, I know you kind of know everybody in the town already, but just be very careful, okay, honey?
Yeah, sure, Mom. Mom, I'm going to go play with Franzi now. And she runs to the front door and runs out.
Don't find any more corpses.
Door slams behind her. You peek out the window and you see her and Franzi pretend they're vigilantes. Franzi pretends he's a broccoli and you see him go, "Oh, I'm going to get you." And Echo makes like this magic and wiggles her fingers at Franzi, and Franzi clutches his heart and falls down in the street.
Okay, Serafina's a little bit proud that of all the vigilantes, her daughter wants to emulate her.
Yeah, you're proud until she does that one episode and black magic actually flies out of her fingers accidentally. And now you know exactly where she got it from.
I learned it from watching you, okay?
Yeah.
So probably by this time, there would be someone approaching your house.
Back in fox form, Kira would knock on the door hurriedly. She's kind of looking down both sides of the street, keeping an ay on who's around.
Seraphine's munching on her sandwich.
Doesn't wait very long before it hurriedly starts knocking again.
Okay, I walk to the door with my sandwich in my hand. And I open the door and I see you standing there, and I just my face just goes cold.
Can I come in, please? I just want to talk a little bit.
Oh, you want to scope out my home now?
I understand. But please, we don't have to talk here. We can go somewhere else. We should talk.
Well, you already know where I live, so... And I step back and allow her.
I know that you don't have any reason to trust me. I recognize that. I own that. But we are going to be working together.
Oh, we're together now.
Well, kind of together, around each other. And I think it's only fair that I come clean to you about who I am so that you can have some, hopefully, trust for me, with me, to me.
Or some leverage.
My name isn't Penn.
You don't say.
I'm sure it wasn't that obvious, right?
You seemed very protective of your identity for someone who would be giving us your real name, is all I'm saying.
Well, it is part of my job. But anyways, my name is Kira. And if you are willing, I can show you how I look every other day. I mean, you kind of know some of my family, and I'm very, very concerned for them too. I don't want to even show you this. This disguise is not just for me. You understand, you have a daughter. Anyways, and she shapeshifts back into her human form and just kind of stands there awkwardly in all of her teenage awkwardness, fidgeting her fingers, and her hands are kind of clenched together, and she's twiddling her thumbs, waiting for some kind of gasp or shock. I don't know what she thinks she's going to get, but she's waiting for it.
Wow. You're younger than I thought. You seemed so mature.
Thank you.
Totally not hearing the sarcasm in my voice.
Where's the insider deception?
Her chin goes up a little bit higher with a little bit of pride. I will probably tell the rest of the party. I think there's some trust that needs to be rebuilt, but I don't intend to share any information about you or your family or any of the vigilantes with anybody, but especially the creepy man that I met. And I just thought that maybe if I shared a little bit about me, you could start to trust that my intentions were good. I don't know who this guy is. I didn't even know what he wanted the information for. You can ask me any questions you'd like, and I'm willing to be open about it.
But, wait, Kira, you said your name is Kira?
Yes, I-E-R-A.
I-E-R. Let me write that down. If this person is the same person who killed Biney, he's not just going to go away. What do you what is your plan for
I don't
dealing
have a
with him?
plan. I don't know. I've never done this before. Marth said that he would help, so I was really hoping you guys might help.
Oh, so now we're a team because you need help getting out of this situation.
Well, we help each other, right? That's what teams do. So right now I need the most help, but eventually you might also need help.
Oh, you're going to need help, all right.
I'm so cringy.
Just in time to break out that intimidating glare, right?
Yes.
Well, I appreciate the gesture, and it does mean a lot. I would say trust is maybe a strong word. You seem like a good liar, let me just put it that way. And I'll have my eye on you, okay? Let's just leave it at that.
To be fair, saying I'm a good liar, that's not an insult. Like, I'm supposed to be discreet with my work. That would be like saying you're a good killer. I mean, it could be an insult, but it serves its purpose, right?
Oh, I didn't mean it in any sort of way, like as an insult or as a compliment. I just meant it as an observation that you're good at deceiving people, and that seems to be really central to your identity as whatever it is you do. So I do appreciate you showing me your, well, I don't know, is this your real face or is...
Oh yeah, I can't have more than two. Well, actually, I've been kind of practicing with, makeup, disguises. Again, part of the job. I mean, we all have our skill set, but I'm willing to work on them with you and show you some of them. But I am working on being able to look like other people. But I'm only going to use it for good and to help people now, not to spy on people. Like, when you put it like that, it's really creepy sounding, but I am not creepy. It's to help people. I'm doing things that they can't do for themselves.
Sure, Jan.
And also, here, and I pull out 3 gold pieces. This is part of what we took from that man. There was 15, but I threw 3, but I was just going to take that from mine. So here's your 3, and I'll give the rest to the guys. As if that makes me more trustworthy.
Oh, you can do math in your head? I love you. We're totally good. No, I think, yeah, Serafina, at this point, she sees how young Kira is. I mean, she's not that much older, but she recognizes this for her making herself vulnerable. But she still has a lot at stake. So instead of completely writing her off, she's like, okay, I'm going to give her a chance, kind of keep an eye on her.
Did my reputation move up with you a little bit? One notch.
You're no longer in hunted.
Hostile. Hunted. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just hope between all of us, we can figure out a way to get rid of this guy who has some kind of weird interest in my family. And I will appreciate your help in that, since I realize you didn't do this on purpose. You didn't even know me, but I hope you can see the consequences of taking this money and that it's going to affect someone's life.
Oh, yes, I do. I do see the consequences.
Just then the door bangs open and Echo runs in. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Can I have a cookie? Can me and Flincy have cookies? Oh, hi, girl.
Hi.
She found you. You found her, huh?
Yes.
Is this another one of the girls with a baby inside of her?
I don't have a baby inside. Wait. This is your daughter?
Yeah.
Oh.
I told you I knew where Serafina lived. Anyways, can we have those cookies now, Mom?
Sure. Run on into the back with Franzi. Hello, Franzi.
Hi, Mrs. Serafina. I'm just gonna go back with Echo and have a cookie.
Franzi!
Is this Lawnmower Man or?
I think I need to go home. And I don't mean to be judgy, but your daughter really just has free reign of the town, doesn't she?
Have you met?
Yes, she's the one who told me where you live originally.
Interesting you'd say, nice to meet you. Immediately back to lying.
Well, I didn't remember that I said nice to meet you. When I'm nervous, I say a lot of things I don't necessarily mean. I'm very nervous.
So she met Echo in Kira form, not in pen form,
In
right?
pure form,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you've met Echo.
Well, yes, I was asked after I met the man who
I
hired
understand,
me.
but my point is, do you see how it would be impossible to keep her from running wild all over the town?
Aye, that's fair.
I mean, you sort of can. She's a force of nature.
Well, I don't want to take any more time. Thank you. Also, please don't tell my parents. They don't know about any of this. And I'm probably going to move out pretty soon. But in the meantime, please don't tell them about any of this.
Okay, well, now I have some knowledge on you. So
Yes, exactly.
for now, I will not tell them.
Trust by association?
Trust but verify.
Yes. We'll just trust each other because we both hold information, right? The standoff.
Yeah, okay. And then I say a little bit louder so the kids can overhear, like, well, it was very nice meeting you, Kira. I hope I can help you with your situation.
Not baby situation.
The door bangs open and they run out. Their faces are full of cookies.
We're gonna go outside, Mom. Yeah, okay.
And then
You want to play with us? You could be the... No one would believe you could fight. Anyways, we'll be outside.
Okay. So if they're gone,
yeah,
can I please change back into my fox form here?
Uh,
I don't want people seeing me walk
yeah,
out as Kira.
Go back into the kitchen where people can't see you through the big picture
Do
window.
you have a back door?
I do.
Thank you. I'll use that. So I would
canon.
transform, go out the back
exists.
door, make my way back home eventually, maybe walk around town a little bit.
let's proceed to our next scene. A few hours later, as maybe evening approaches, Bo in his little area working on wine stuff, I guess. What kind of stuff would he be doing, like, as in the evening, preparing for is he going out into the restaurant and serving people wine and things like that?
He's juicing himself.
Oh, no, he doesn't use his own grapes for that. He's got...
It's terrible. How could you even suggest that?
No, that's a completely different leshy that you actually eat their fruit. I'm a vine leshy.
Also,
I'm
you get that
offended right now.
those bottles at a totally different shop.
Fun fact, though, as long as we're on it, there are certain grapes that actually ferment on the vine.
Oh.
And I imagine his actually do that a little bit as part of just being less of a singular type of grape and more of a construct of plants and such. So, fun tidbit. But as far as what he would do at the restaurant, yeah, depending on the time of day, he would plan for, meeting with Vol and saying, hey, what are we going to pair tonight? What's the house wine going to be? Kind of go through inventory a little bit.
Yeah, so before you start in earnest, though, after maybe you've met with Vol and before the dinner crowd gets pretty active, you see a man to knock on your door section, typically where people would come to pick up wine.
Oh, welcome in.
He comes in, he's got kind of shaggy, dark hair, weathered face. His clothes are dingy. It looks like they haven't been washed in a while. He's got like a mustard stain on his lapel.
Oh, hi. You must be Mr. Pancho.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Oh, hi. Sorry to disturb you. You sell wines, right?
Oh, yeah, this is my bottle shop. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Oh, I'm just curious. What kind of wine do you sell?
All types. I got whites, I've got reds, I've got blends, I've got rosés. I cover the gambit as best I can with the grapes native to this area.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'm curious. I'm not from around here, not from the Five. I'm from... Anyways, I haven't met a Leshy before. I hope you don't mind if I ask you a few questions about Leshies, do you?
Oh, I don't know if I'm the normal one, but you know what? If you have a question in earnest, yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. It's just
I don't want to talk your ear off, though. Be aware. Be forewarned.
No, this is great. I apologize. It's probably too forward. My wife always said I'm too forward. But so where do you are these wines? I know you're a grape Leshy, right? You have quite a interesting face, but.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, where does the wine come from?
Oh, well, part of the restaurant, we grow our own vegetables, and I have a small section of the farm kind of tailed off to growing grapes, so just out of town.
Interesting. You go there often?
Oh, yeah, I have to go there about 2 to 3 times a week just to get new grapes and tend to the fields and watch out for everything,
And where do you ferment the grapes? Where do you make the wine?
Oh, that, and it kind of gestures the viney hand just kind of back to the, like a kind of broken doorway that goes into the back.
Do you mind? I hope you don't mind. I'm very curious about making the wine. Do you mind if I come take a look? Can you explain to me how it works?
Oh, I normally do that, but I guess there, and kind of looks around the shop a little bit and doesn't notice anybody else in the shop. Yeah, I can't. Let me.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Hey, Vol.
Yeah. Yes, Bo.
This nice fellow wants to see the back of the shop. Are you too busy to? If someone else comes in, I don't want to be rude.
No, it's fine, Bo. If someone comes in, I'll let you know.
Oh, thanks, Vol.
Don't, you're burning the.
You just hear her start yelling at the kitchen crew again.
I'm sorry. I never caught your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My wife always says I'm rude like that. I'm very forgetful. My name is Inspector Falcone.
And he pulls back the lapel of his jacket, and you can see like a badge. It's a phoenix and a circle.
I work for His Royal Highness's investigation unit. I'm sorry.
At this point, I'm just going to jump in here. This is bringing in some backstory and some story about the setting that we haven't really talked about. But Hammer City is in a region called the Five, which is a valley mainly filled with refugees. And each of the 5 cities after which the area is named for is named after an implement of peace. And that's why Hammer City got its name, because it's associated with smithing and working metal. It is part of a larger kingdom called Darnall, which is mainly human. However, the Five is set apart from Darnall by a range of mountains, so it's very rare that people interact with each other. The Five is kind of an isolated area within the kingdom of Darnall. Now, what you would know, Bo, is that those representatives from the kingdom of Darnall, the federal employees, if you will, typically live and work in the Black Fort in the First Ward, which is on the hill, this gated area where all the first families live, these ultra-rich families that initially discovered, the ores in the mountains and built the city. So yeah, he would flash this badge at you.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that I should introduce myself early on. So yeah, I'm very curious about your making wine here.
Oh, I guess I've never had a health inspection before that.
Maybe you don't want to admit that.
No. Yes, well, we can cut to the chase very quick, but I'm, it's kind of a long story, but as my missus says, sometimes I go on a bit myself. I kind of ran in some trouble in the Black Fort, maybe was, doing tax work and found some irregularities with the wrong person, so they assigned me to the 7th Ward, and I've just been, twiddling my thumbs, but there's been some disturbances lately. I thought I would investigate, get behind, and I know your shop is very close to where Jacobson's Cakes was, and I just thought I would swing by and ask if you had seen anything that night, and perhaps could be, a bit of help in identifying the people that were involved.
Oh, so you're not a health inspector. Yeah, man, you had me confused there for a second.
No,
Usually
I'm
the
sorry.
restaurant gets a health inspector. I just get the liquor license guy that comes on over.
No, of course. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, if I had a heart, I tell you. No, so I'm a little lost. Do you want to hear more about the wines? Do you want to see the process? Are you here for questions? I'm just all out of sorts on this.
Well, you know how it is. I just ask a bunch of questions. I'm a naturally curious guy, which is why I probably got this job. But yeah, sure, I would love to hear your explanation of how you create your wine.
Oh, all right.
And then maybe we could segue into whatever you saw that night.
All right, yeah, I'll try to be short. I do have to wrap up the restaurant and all, but yeah, no, if you come on back here and there's a kind of ratty-looking burlap curtain that he kind of pulls back with his vine, and it's like, well, so in pointing off to the left, here's kind of where the crush happens, and you can see kind of a larger barrel. There's holes in the bottom here. I can use this, and he grabs the top of it that's been kind of cut down a little bit, and you put this here, and I usually just kind of stand on it, but I'm not that big of a fella, so I kind of push on the ceiling, and he actually climbs his way up onto the barrel pretty easily. Being the Leshy, he's pretty good at climbing, so he kind of reaches up to the top and pushes with 2 vines to push the barrel top down into this to kind of crush the grapes down. And yeah, if you see down there, that's it kind of goes into a small funnel of sorts. And yeah, it comes out there, and I have to strain it, and after it's strained, and then I can put it in the barrels over there. The first barrel, that's where I put my whites in. So right now I've got a nice Chardonnay going on there.
Yeah.
That's from Olivia. That one might be a little bit salty. She is something else, I swear. There's a mouth on her, and it comes out in the wines every time, I swear.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
But, what? Sorry.
You speak with the wines that make the grapes, or the...
I kind of speak and empathize. You get a good feeling from them being, great myself.
Oh, that's very helpful.
And he takes from his pocket this stub of a cigar and he puts it in. He doesn't light it. He puts it in his mouth.
I hope you don't mind. I'm not going to light it up. I quit smoking years ago, but I just find this helps me, focus.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, this is a non-smoking area.
No, I understand. I can put it away if it is kind of
as long as you promise not to light it, that's perfectly fine.
All right, thank you.
No, if a real health inspector came in here, I'd be in a heck of a hard place there,
Between me and you, I promise I won't. So I notice the roof is kind of broken and open to the air here. Do you find it rains on you here?
Oh, that actually an intentional kind of thing, and you kind of see like he's got a little bit of it kind of funneled down to a rain barrel.
Yeah.
Like, no, I definitely I count on that a little bit. Well, you get a little sun during the day so I can feel regenerative, and also I grab a little bit of that rainwater and I put it off in that farther barrel over there.
Do you find that it gets noisy in here? I imagine you can hear everything that's out on the streets, huh?
Oh, depending on where I am, yeah. If I'm in the shop here, there's enough holes and windows and such that it's easy enough. If I'm in the restaurant, then yeah, there's usually a lot more ruckus and things, and it's hard to hear.
But if you're in here, you have a pretty good idea of what's going on outside, huh?
Oh, yeah, I would.
Well, maybe this is a good time to ask you now about maybe what you saw that night of the Jacobson's Cakes fire. Did you happen to see what was happening?
Yeah, I heard a whole ruckus, and there was some fire, and I don't have to tell you twice, but if you look at me, and like, he kind of points to like the vine, like the driest part he could possibly find.
Yeah.
Like, I don't deal well with fire, so I freaked out. I started yelling over to Vol.
You don't mind?
I'm
I'm just gonna write some of this down, if you don't mind.
He takes out a little notebook from his pocket and starts writing.
Oh yeah, no, I
So
I got
I'm
scared.
sorry. Go ahead. Scared. Yes.
Yeah, and I told everybody to hightail it.
Who did you tell to hightail it exactly?
Oh well, there's Vol, and I'm sorry about it. I'm forgetting their name. We just hired them a couple of days ago.
Oh, the helpers in the kitchen.
Yeah, they're
told
a nice
them
dwarf
too,
brother and sister in there.
Yeah,
they're great. Vol says not the nicest things, but I think they're pretty nice. So, but nonetheless, I told them hightail it out of here. Like I value their lives more than I value my restaurant or their restaurant and my little establishment here. So we hightail it out. I told them to run to the farm, so we got outside. Kind of the city limits. If you catch my drift.
You ran. When you ran outside at this time, what did you see down at Jacobson's Cakes?
Well, I was more I saw the fire coming out the front, and he kind of works his way out of the back now at this point, back into the front area of the bottle shop. And see that porthole right there? I saw it from there, and the minute I did, I cut across and points his way over to the connecting wall between the Lelian and the Pancho bottle shop. I told them to hightail it, and we took it out the back door. So the minute I saw fire, I ran, rightfully so.
That's interesting. Well, I appreciate you answering my questions, Mr. Pancho. You don't mind if I have any more follow-up questions, I'll come back if that's okay.
Oh, sure, yeah. Did you want to buy anything while you're here, or maybe from the missus?
No, I don't drink anymore. Mrs. said I change personalities, and so I agreed not to drink. I haven't had much to drink these past 20 years, so I'll just head on. Oh, one more question before I go. It's funny that you said you ran out to talk to Vol and warn her about the fire, because when I spoke to her earlier this afternoon, she said when she saw the fire, she came here and you were gone. So it's just a stupid thing, but I'm just curious, Mr. Pancho. Why would you tell me a lie like that?
I don't know. Maybe Vol's still a little shucken up by all this, because I definitely told them to hightail it.
Well, the kitchen help also mentioned that they didn't see you that evening either. So perhaps they're all forgetful, yeah?
I can't speak for anybody but myself, you know?
Okay, well, I'm sure it was just an oversight on their behalf, but I appreciate it, Mr. Pancho. And again, if I have any more questions, I'll be sure to ask you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, come on back anytime now, you hear?
Of course. And then you see him with his... I keep leaning away from the microphone when I'm saying this. You see him look around your shop one last time. You notice probably this time how intelligent his eyes are and how much they're sizing up the place and you. And he turns around and leaves the restaurant. And the door closes behind him, and we'll end our episode there.
Uh-oh.
Ending on Fantasy Columbo. It's a bold move.